On the day of my difficult delivery, I frantically blocked my bestie from fetching Ethan Sullivan. Don't call him, go, call 911. Get an ambulance to take me to another hospital. In my past life, Ethan Sullivan missed his first love's birthday just to stay with me during my difficult labor. Heartbroken, she swallowed pesticide. When Ethan Sullivan learned what happened, he simply organized her funeral. It wasn't until our son's 1-month celebration that he torched the banquet hall, watching me clutch our baby in the flames with madness in his eyes. Olivia Reed, it's just childbirth. If you hadn't been so dramatic, Lily wouldn't have died. You'll all pay with your lives. This time, I stopped my best friend from going to find Ethan Sullivan. At this moment, he finally got to be with his perfect angel. Before I could even catch my breath, a sudden excruciating pain shot through me, ripping a scream from my throat. The doctor pressed down on my stomach, trying to force the baby, whose head was already out, back inside. Waves of searing pain crashed through me, like my body was ripping apart. The once gentle family doctor had now become a different person entirely, yelling nonstop, "Push! Push harder! Can't you hear me? Push!" But the baby still wasn't coming out. My best friend in the private delivery room was sweating bullets, clutching her phone as she bolted for the door. "Olivia, just hold on. I'm calling Ethan now." But before she could run out, the doctor grabbed her phone. "It's Miss Lily's birthday today. Ethan's with her, you can't go. Push harder, the baby's almost here. He's swamped every day, can't you be more considerate as his wife instead of causing trouble?" The waves of pain and the family doctor's nasty tone hammered it home. I really had been reborn. Just like in my past life. When I was on the verge of collapse during the difficult delivery, my close friend Sarah Chen, worried sick, was sobbing and struggling to catch her breath as she tried to get Ethan Sullivan here, just like right now, only to be stopped by the doctor. She insisted we shouldn't bother Ethan Sullivan over childbirth nonsense and let him stay with his precious Lily Watson. I had to name-drop my billionaire dad to get Sarah to call Ethan Sullivan. But this time around, I don't want to go to Ethan Sullivan anymore. Call 911. Take me to another hospital. I ground out through clenched teeth, gripping Sarah's arm. A look of panic flashed across the doctor's face, then she shoved my shoulders down hard onto the bed. Then she angrily dragged Sarah back. "Change hospitals? Mr. Sullivan specifically assigned me to handle Mrs. Sullivan's delivery. How dare you be so ungrateful? Women go through childbirth all the time, what's the big deal? Can't even push the baby out properly, yet still acting fussy. What if the paparazzi snap photos and get Mr. Sullivan and Lily in trouble? Get back here. Nobody leaves today." She yanked Sarah with such force that she stumbled, and 2 men burst in from the corridor, pinning her firmly to the ground. That's when I noticed a bunch of black-suited bodyguards outside the delivery room. None of them were there in my past life. The doctor pried my legs apart and yanked the baby out. Blood instantly soaked through the sheets. A sudden, tearing pain shot through my skull. Tears poured down as I couldn't even gather the strength to sit up. The doctor wrung out a towel and snapped, "Save your breath. Ethan specifically ordered today, whatever happens, you're not to go looking for him." My heart sank, tears trickling from the corners of my eyes. Looks like Ethan Sullivan's been reborn too. This time, he knew full well I could die from childbirth, yet he still chose Lily Watson without a second thought. In my past life, the doctor didn't dare mess with me as long as Ethan Sullivan was around, even though they hated delivering my baby. I gave birth to my son safely, and we're both doing well. Lily Watson was so upset that Ethan Sullivan didn't spend her birthday with her that she drank pesticide out of anger. Ethan Sullivan was consumed with guilt. After I gave birth, he holed up in Lily's room for 3 full days, not eating a crumb or drinking a drop. When he came back, looking perfectly calm like nothing ever happened, he had Lily's funeral arranged with full honors. Then he returned and threw a 1-month celebration for our son. At the party, he held our son and calmly accepted everyone's congratulations. But when our son was placed on the table for his first birthday celebration, he tossed a lighter. It was then I realized he'd already doused the entire hall with gasoline. A huge fire blazed uncontrollably, engulfing the entire banquet hall. I tried to snatch our son and flee, but he shoved me away and hurled the baby into the roaring flames before my very eyes. The flames were so intense that my skin fused with my clothes. He dragged me to Lily's memorial photo and smashed my head against the floor in repeated blows. Amidst the raging flames, he looked like a demon king crawling out of hell, hissing vicious words, "If it weren't for you, how could Lily have died? She's got no family left, only me to lean on. You stole me from her, so why keep pushing her this hard?" The pain left me speechless, the thick smoke choking me into tears. He smashed my head until my forehead bled, blood streaking down my face. I could only shake my head hard. After marrying Ethan Sullivan, I suggested getting Lily an apartment downtown, but he just moved her straight into our new house instead. Knowing she lost her parents young, I've always treated Lily as my own sister during our 3 years of marriage. The day before giving birth, I even mentioned to Dad about getting Lily a job at our company. I didn't know it was her birthday that day. I was just terrified. I was losing a lot of blood, I was afraid I was gonna die. But no matter how I begged and pleaded, Ethan Sullivan refused to believe me. "You vicious woman, how could you ever have good intentions? Since Lily died because of you, you'll have to join her in death." The flames devoured us, incinerating the last shred of hope I'd clung to for him. But now that I've been reborn, I won't die here. I could feel myself losing more and more blood, until I was almost too weak to keep my eyes open. As I drifted in and out of consciousness, I spotted my dad's border collie Potato through the delivery room door crack. My worried best friend had brought him when coming to keep me company during labor. I whistled, and Potato immediately darted in from outside. The doctor's face twisted in panic as she grabbed scissors and hurled them at the dog. "Out. Stupid mutt, scram. Get that damn thing now." The bodyguards swarmed the room. However, Potato was specially trained and agile, zigzagging around the room and sending several doctors blocking its path tumbling. Potato stared at me intently. Gasping through pain, I rasped our training command, "Fetch Grandpa." But suddenly, the doctor whirled around and shoved a soaked towel in my mouth. "Shut up. Just shut up. Today's Lily's birthday. Nobody can go bother her." I couldn't speak. The bodyguards couldn't catch Potato with their numbers, but quickly drove him out. Now outside, he dodged their grasp while desperately whining and staring at me. Luckily, Sarah had grown up with me and learned some dog command whistles. But she only managed a quick whistle before the doctor smacked her hard. "You're both nothing but trouble, always making things harder for Mr. Sullivan." Sarah was dragged out with her mouth gagged right in front of me. The delivery room door slammed shut, leaving only me, her, and a few nurses helping with the delivery. I was losing more blood by the minute, but the pain was fading, and the baby hadn't shown any movement for hours. I was desperate and panicked, gasping for air. The doctor barked orders while snapping, "What a mess. Who the hell delivers babies like you? Got stuck with your case today, my damn luck. Push. You starved or what? Squeeze that brat out already. I've got Miss Lily's birthday bash to catch." Just as I thought I'd die right there, a sharp voice snapped outside, "Why's everyone blocking the door? Move. Can't you see Director Reed's here? Big sister?" My heart leaped with joy, but I couldn't make a sound. The doctor had also bound my wrists with bandages to stop me from thrashing. Hearing the commotion outside, she stared at the bloodied floor, her expression shifting. "How much longer is this gonna take? Can't even push the baby out? The bleeding won't stop. Can't let the dean see this or I'm screwed. Shove it back in, gotta get the baby back in," she muttered, pressing a hand on my belly and shoving the already emerging baby back inside. The pain sent me into spasms, but I could only desperately elbow the bed, hoping my sister would hear and come save me. The next moment, a voice barked from outside, "What the hell are you standing around for? Open the damn door. How long has my sister been in there? Why no updates yet? And this is a hospital, who let you in here?" My sister was a force to be reckoned with, and nobody in Boston's elite circles dared cross her. The delivering doctor suddenly stood up, hastily rinsed her bloody hands, and barked at the others, "Pin her down, shove that baby back inside. I'll deal with the director." With that, she walked out. The nurses, under her orders, nervously stepped in and continued where the doctor left off. Outside, Dr. Zhang's meek voice pleaded, "Director, stay calm. I'm not stopping you, but the lady's still pushing through labor. You're a doctor yourself, you know how fragile women get during childbirth. What if she gets cold and ends up with complications later? Women deliver pretty fast. I get that you're worried about her, but why don't you wait here a bit? The baby'll be here any minute, and I'll make sure both mom and baby are just fine." My sister said coldly, "You have 1 hour. If the baby's not out by then, get out of this hospital." Moments later, I saw the door swing open and slam shut again. Dr. Zhang walked up to me with a smug look, glanced down between my legs, her face twisting in disgust. The others around her glanced over anxiously, murmuring, "Dr. Zhang, what now? If the director catches wind of this, we're totally screwed. What's the panic?" She kicked the nurse in annoyance, turned to me with a glint of cruelty in her eyes, and hissed, "Dead folks can't snitch. Births get messy, just deliver the kid. Who cares if the mom croaks?" My heart plummeted. Fear gripped me, sending chills down my spine. Unable to move my arms, I slammed my feet against the bed frame. The doctor quickly moved to pin my feet down and shot the nurse a look. The nurse hesitated, "But Dr. Zhang, she's the Reed Group's daughter. You know she's the Reed family's heiress." The doctor spat in her face, "If she talks, we'll all be blacklisted and shipped to some third-world country. Mr. Sullivan and Lily will be dragged down with her." After the doctor said that, the nurse looked like she'd made up her mind. Several people rushed over, some pinned my arms down while others shoved bandages over my mouth and nose. I struggled desperately, thrashing against the bed with every part of my body. Big Sis shouted from outside, "What's all that noise? Where the hell is Ethan Sullivan? My sister's in labor, and he's not even here? Where'd he go? Hurry up, call him right now and tell him to get his ass over here." The doctor stiffened mid-motion, hastily releasing me to scramble outside while shouting, "No, director. We mustn't summon Mr. Sullivan." "What? Since when do I need your permission?" The eldest sister's voice turned icy, pressing down on her. Through a crack in the door, I saw the doctor hunched over, shaking non-stop. Big Sis immediately sent someone to fetch Ethan Sullivan. I struggled, reaching out desperately to stop her. "I don't want Ethan Sullivan here. Just get my big sister to help me." But my cries and struggles were too faint. Soon, the assistant returned with Ethan Sullivan's secretary James trailing behind. The assistant stammered, "Mr. Sullivan says it's Miss Lily's birthday today. He's staying with her and has sent someone to look after Mrs. Sullivan." "Bullshit," the eldest sister snapped. Secretary James chimed in, "Mr. Sullivan also mentioned he's arranged a blind date for you today. You should be meeting your marriage alliance candidate instead of lurking around here. Mr. Sullivan said if you don't go now, he'll call the chairman and have him tell you himself." "No, sis, don't leave." Almost immediately, I knew it was Ethan Sullivan's work. The doctor gloated, "Director, you should head to the blind date. After all, Mr. Sullivan busted his ass to find you a proper match from the same circle, can't leave him hanging." Ethan Sullivan invoked my father, and Big Sister's chest heaved sharply before she spun around and clacked away in her stilettos. Suddenly, with a loud bang, I wrenched free from the nurses pinning me and sent surgical tools clattering off the operating table. Just as Secretary James was about to leave, he stopped short with a frown. "What's that sound in there?" But my struggle was short-lived, and the nurses quickly held me down. The blood beneath me kept spreading, and my vision grew increasingly blurry. Dr. Zhang glanced back in panic, hastily slamming the door shut. Nothing. Must have been your imagination," she blurted to Secretary James, avoiding eye contact. "Go get Mr. Sullivan and let him stay with Lily for her birthday." I've got everything under control here with Mrs. Sullivan. Secretary James also turned to leave. I gritted my teeth, grabbed the nurse pinning my arm, and sank my teeth into her. The nurse let out a yelp. 2 nurses rushed to yank me away, but I bit down hard and didn't let go until blood seeped out. The nurse screamed in pain twice, and when she couldn't shove me off, she just clamped her own mouth shut. Outside, James had only taken a few steps before stopping short. "What the hell's happening in there?" he demanded sharply. "Why's it causing all this racket?" "Today is Miss Lily's birthday with reporters outside. If this messes things up for Mr. Sullivan and her, you want to be held responsible?" The doctor kept shaking her head. No, nothing's wrong. Don't worry." Before she could finish, panicked voices erupted. "Director, you can't go in. The patient's delivering right now. Stop her. Don't let the director in." Bang! Big Sister kicked the door open, her expression twisting in shock. The nurses pinning me down panicked and released me. As my last shred of consciousness faded, I weakly lifted a shaking hand toward my eldest sister. "New doctor, don't call Ethan Sullivan." When I woke again, my son lay beside me with closed eyes, sleeping deeply. Sarah, eyes red, sat by the bed handing me water. "Olivia, you're okay. The baby's safe too." "Thank God. You scared me to death. I thought I'd never see you again." Before I could speak, 2 people walked into the room. Sarah quickly stood up to offer her seat, but Ethan Sullivan grabbed the hot water from her hands and splashed it on me. "Olivia Reed, are you done making a scene? It's just childbirth. Who said you could throw Dr. Wilson in jail?" Only then did I notice Lily Watson behind him, her eyes red and puffy, timidly tugging his sleeve. "Ethan, please, you have to get Dr. Wilson out. You know I've been alone since I was a kid, and Dr. Wilson's the only one who ever cared about me. If she's gone, I can't live anymore." Ethan Sullivan held her, murmuring soft comforts, but his eyes turned icy when they landed on me, like I was some irredeemable monster. The water wasn't that hot anymore, splashed on my face, it didn't even sting much. But I felt chilled straight through to my bones. He said he wanted to start his own business, so I convinced my dad to invest in his company and connected him with business partners. He said he couldn't stand seeing Lily Watson get hurt, so I made sure she got the best treatment everywhere. Even then, I couldn't get through to him. Sarah cut in. "Ethan Sullivan, Olivia almost died in childbirth today. That doctor tried to kill her on purpose. Did I ask you to speak?" Ethan Sullivan backhanded her, then coldly warned me, "Olivia Reed, I don't care how unreasonable you're being. Keep your hands off Dr. Wilson. Today is Lily's birthday. I won't waste words, you've got 1 day to get Dr. Wilson back." With that, he left with Lily Watson in tow. Before leaving, Lily flashed me a defiant smirk. But today, after my brush with death, I was completely drained and couldn't care less about her. I just took the meds my friend brought over and dozed off. At dinner time, my older sister arrived. She studied my face and asked tentatively, "Olivia, are you still keeping Dr. Wilson in Boston? Ethan Sullivan didn't come back all night." My parents rushed over that night after hearing the news, bringing me tons of stuff with all sorts of packages. They stayed with me in the hospital room until midnight before finally leaving reluctantly. At the crack of dawn, Lily Watson sashayed in with swaying hips. She was stopped by the bodyguards at the door, yet unfazed, raised her voice. "Olivia, I really didn't want to bother you this late. But Ethan invited a bunch of friends for my birthday celebration today, and now he's tired out, so he ended up crashing in my room. Ethan didn't want me to come here, but I came anyway to tell you myself, didn't want you overthinking things." She claimed she didn't want me to misunderstand, yet her tone held no intention of avoiding impropriety. I wearily settled back against the bed, soothing my son who'd been startled awake by her. Lily Watson continued, "Oh, Olivia, I know you're mad Ethan came for my birthday instead of staying with you during labor. But you can't just blame Dr. Wilson. She was just helping you deliver the baby. Without her, how could your kid have been born this easily? I was so pissed I almost laughed. I threw on a coat, got up, and flung the door open. You wanted to see Dr. Wilson? I'll get her delivered here right now. I called my sister, and before long, the bodyguards flung a photo down before her. After seeing the person in the photo, Lily Watson screamed repeatedly in terror, her face drained of color. After my sister took Dr. Wilson away, she was assigned to work as a nurse in a remote clinic overseas. She wasn't having it and fled the hospital that same night, trying to sneak back into the country, only to get snatched up by a wild rich playboy from our circle. It was only the first day, but she'd already been worked over beyond recognition. Dr. Wilson had her eyes gouged out, her tongue, nose, and ears sliced off, every tendon in her limbs severed. Her body was riddled with wounds, not a patch of unbroken skin left. She lay there in a pool of blood, a shattered wreck of a person. Before I could get a word out, Lily Watson clamped a hand over her mouth and ran off screaming. I had someone take care of the photo and went back to calm my crying son in the hospital room, which really drained me. The son had just been coaxed to sleep when the door burst open with a furious roar. Olivia Reed, have you lost your mind? How dare you harm Dr. Wilson? Lily Watson trailed behind Ethan Sullivan, hiccuping through sobs and spilling tears like they were free. She tugged at Ethan Sullivan's sleeve, sobbing, Ethan, I never meant to stop you from being with Olivia. It's just, she's in labor, and you're a man who doesn't know about childbirth. I thought you might be in the way there. I didn't mean to. Ethan, this is all on me. Dr. Wilson was always so good to me, I'm the one who ruined everything. As she spoke, she made to bash her head into the wall. Ethan Sullivan quickly pulled her back, whispered some soothing words, then lunged at me. Olivia Reed, you've crossed the line. You're dragging your ass to the police station with me right now. Confess your crimes. I clutched my son and scrambled deeper into the bed, but he seized my hair and slapped me across the face without warning. Olivia, I can't believe you're so vicious. Just because I wasn't here to accompany you, you had to take it out on Dr. Wilson like this? My son was thrown onto the bed, thrashing his limbs and wailing. Sir, please stop. It was clearly the doctor who acted unethically, seizing the chance during Mrs. Sullivan's difficult delivery to harm her. Sarah rushed over upon hearing the commotion to defend me. Lily Watson cut her off with a sharp cry, tears pouring down her face. Ethan, I know Olivia's always hated me. I brought Dr. Wilson here to help with her delivery. What's Sarah implying? That I wanted to kill Olivia? Bullshit. Ethan Sullivan was livid and kicked Sarah to the ground. I tried to struggle toward my son, but still weak from the difficult childbirth, I couldn't summon any strength. Ethan Sullivan grabbed my hair and yanked me off the bed. Get up. You're coming with me to the cops right now to pay for what you did to Dr. Wilson. Ignoring my struggles, Ethan Sullivan hauled me through the doorway. Fresh from childbirth, my wound tore open again, bleeding all the way. Ethan Sullivan acted as if he didn't even notice, grabbing the back of my neck and shoving me into the Bentley. Past his shoulder, I saw Lily Watson arching her eyebrows at me smugly. Just as the car was about to move off, a sleek Rolls-Royce pulled up facing us. My father's cold voice came from outside the car. I sent Dr. Wilson overseas. Want justice? Should have come to me. Ethan Sullivan frowned, his face stormy as he released me. Sarah rushed over to help me up. My elder sister stepped out of the car behind Dad, glanced at Lily Watson standing there, and smirked. Always heard Ethan kept a sweet old flame. Now that I see her, she does look familiar, grows on you the more I look. Here's the deal, Dad. Olivia and I want to take Lily for brunch. Don't you have business to discuss with Mr. Sullivan anyway? You go ahead. We sisters won't get in the way. Lily Watson kept shaking her head and ducking behind Ethan Sullivan. When he moved to shield her, my sister yanked him away. Mr. Sullivan, this is sister business. You crashing our girls' time ain't right. Ethan Sullivan glanced at my father and anxiously assured Lily, don't worry, I'll get you out of this soon. After my sister brought me and Lily Watson back, the doctor gave me medication to stop the bleeding. I asked Sarah to bring my son over. After calming him down for ages, he finally drifted back to sleep. I stayed at my sister's for a few days. When I'd recovered a bit, she said offhandedly, "Lily Watson's live streaming. Want to see?" Confusion flashed in my eyes, and my elder sister had someone bring a tablet showing Lily Watson's live video call. The room was pitch black, clearly a live stream. Gifts kept flashing from foreign accounts, looking like some overseas dark web. Big Sis said, "I meant to send Lily Watson on a trip abroad, but there was a mishap. Accidentally tipped off Ethan Sullivan's biggest rival. She's been kidnapped. The kidnappers sent this livestream link demanding ransom, or they'll kill her." I had just sat down when the video showed Lily Watson surrounded by bodyguards, exactly like that day during my difficult childbirth. Lily's expression shifted slightly as she stared warily at the camera. What are you trying to do?" A video call request popped up on the tablet. After a moment's hesitation, I answered and immediately heard Lily Watson's sharp, amplified voice. "Let me go right now or else." "Olivia Reed, it's you, right? Did you set this up? Get them to release me now, or Ethan will make you pay for this." I calmly watched Lily Watson's panicked face on the screen. "Oh? Then go ask your darling Ethan for ransom instead of me. I'll just hang up and watch you die live." A bodyguard kicked the back of her knee, sending her crashing to the floor. Lily Watson was held down by the bodyguards, her head tilted back. She must have figured something out, glaring furiously at the camera. "You wouldn't dare. I didn't kidnap you. You think I won't?" I smirked. "Remember, you're overseas. The second I hang up, nobody's coming to save you." "Olivia Reed." Lily Watson's eyes widened, her voice rising sharply. You're committing murder. And what about you teaming up with the doctors to block me from switching hospitals again and again? Was that all part of your grand plan?" Lily Watson's face went pale. She kept shaking her head, muttering "I didn't do it," with tears brimming in her eyes. Her tears might work on Ethan Sullivan, but they don't work on me or the kidnappers. I stopped talking. The kidnappers, seeming to lose patience, motioned someone over. A few tough-looking bodyguards barged into the dim room, slapping her 100 times from both sides. Lily Watson immediately started wailing, begging through the blows, "I'm sorry. Please, let me go." Suddenly, there was loud banging on the door. "Olivia Reed, I know you're home. Open up right now and let Lily out." Through the peephole, I saw Ethan Sullivan in a crisp suit, slamming his palm against the door. Behind him trailed a crowd of reporters, camera flashes popping like firecrackers at the doorway. Lily Watson's face had swollen up completely, barely resembling her former self. Hearing the commotion from my side, hope flashed in her eyes as she resumed her haughty act. "Ethan's here to save me. He's rich, he'll pay any ransom. Let me go now or you'll regret it when he finds you." I snorted and strode back to the video feed, addressing Lily Watson. "Want to know how Dr. Wilson kept blocking me during my difficult labor?" Lily Watson froze, looking confused like she didn't get it. I glanced back at the door. Ethan Sullivan knocked but got no answer, so he had someone kick the door down. Lily Watson's face filled with terror as she screamed, "Ethan!" I hung up the call. In the video, one person was pinching her chin and yanked out her tongue, while another swung the knife, severing it in one swift motion. Blood splattered everywhere. Lily Watson writhed in pain, completely silent. I sat back on the sofa, watching coldly as Lily Watson was tortured in agony with no escape or rescue. The kidnapper sent me one last threatening text, and I fired back, "No cash here. Do whatever you want with her, not my problem." At that moment, Ethan Sullivan's voice rang out from outside, "Olivia Reed, what are you up to? Open the door now, the reporters are here. I'm warning you, if you don't want to ruin your reputation, you'd better not do anything stupid. Open up. What did you do to Lily?" No matter how he yelled outside, the door remained unbroken. In the video, the kidnappers I'd blocked got even madder and started taking it out on Lily Watson. Her fingers had already been smashed, and now both legs were broken. Big Sis took a slow sip of her wine and mused, "You know, since I brought you back that day, Ethan Sullivan's been scrambling to call in favors. His company went bankrupt after Dad pulled the funding, yet he still found time to chase after Lily Watson. Now he's even rounded up all these reporters, who knows what he told them. It's so weird. These reporters are so clueless, how dare they even side with him against Dad?" I couldn't help laughing at myself while listening. What else could he tell the press except that I'm vicious and cold-blooded? 3 years as husband and wife. Looking back, I can honestly say I never treated him badly. Yet he saw me as his sworn enemy. In the video, Lily Watson was barely clinging to life, reduced to a complete wreck. I called my dad, had bodyguards block the reporters at the door, then opened it. Ethan Sullivan charged in like a madman, frantically searching every corner upstairs and downstairs. He charged up to me, and I flung the kidnapper's video straight into his lap. Seeing Lily Watson lying in a pool of blood, his face paled and he almost stumbled. I gently reminded him, "Mr. Sullivan, better keep a good grip on your phone. With all those reporters outside, you don't want everyone online seeing Lily Watson looking like that, do you?" Ethan Sullivan staggered, never expecting that I, the one who'd do anything he said, would talk to him in such a cold tone. But he quickly snapped back to his senses, hands trembling as he tried to get through to the people in the video. "Don't act recklessly, all you want is money, right? If you need money, I can get it for you. I just want you to let Lily go, let her go right now." But his words came way too late. With Lily Watson barely clinging to life, the kidnappers finally released her after getting his repeated promises. The video ended, and Ethan Sullivan's palms were drenched in sweat. I covered my mouth with a mock apologetic look, gasping in fake surprise, "Oh, so you've still got cash to bail Lily out? I thought you were broke and couldn't pay up, so I figured Lily should cut you some slack, quit being so greedy, and act a bit more sensible." Furious, Ethan Sullivan's chest heaved violently as he glared daggers at me. "Olivia Reed, you'll regret this. I'll make sure Lily gets the justice she deserves." He turned around and left. I called after him, "That's my phone." He stopped in his tracks, spun around angrily, and threw the phone right in my face. That night, I heard Ethan Sullivan flew overseas overnight and shelled out a fortune to get Lily Watson back. I wasn't fazed. With a flick of my wrist, I stripped Ethan Sullivan's board of power, grabbed all the stocks, and got a lawyer to make sure he'd walk away with nothing. As soon as the plane touched down, I called a press conference. Reporters swarmed around me with cameras thrusting in my face. Who would have thought Mrs. Sullivan would be such a snake-hearted person? How could someone so vile set Miss Watson up to get kidnapped? That's utterly heartless. People like her deserve to be exposed, let her whole family rot in disgrace forever. Under countless camera flashes, Ethan Sullivan led the reporters, glaring at me like he wanted to skin me alive. The reporters crowded around me, asking, "Mrs. Sullivan, is what Mr. Sullivan said true? Did you really let the kidnappers abduct and torment Lily Watson out of jealousy?" I shut my eyes briefly, then said each word deliberately, "Lily Watson's business is none of my concern. She brought all this on herself. But since you're asking, I've got something to say to all of you. In the 3 years I've been married to Ethan Sullivan, I've done right by him and Lily Watson." "What did he do?" "Days ago when I was in labor, nearly dying from complications, Lily Watson teamed up with her hospital buddies to try shoving my baby back inside. What's more, Ethan Sullivan wouldn't let me call another doctor just so he could be with Lily Watson on her birthday. After the child was born, he became even more abusive toward me and the baby because of Lily Watson." As soon as I spoke, the room erupted. Ethan Sullivan gaped at me in utter disbelief. He snapped back, "What nonsense. Lily's been kind since day one. How could she do something so vicious? You're clearly lying to smear her. I had someone bring in the nurses who helped Dr. Wilson deliver my baby, and they spilled everything on camera. Then I found the surveillance footage of Lily Watson conspiring with Dr. Wilson to stop me from attending her birthday party and played it for the cameras. This was obtained from the hospital. She's admitted she meant to kill me to silence me. What else is there to say? Ethan Sullivan, by every right, I'm your wife. Where would you be without me? Now your own wife is being ganged up on, your own son nearly smothered at birth, and you're here siding with their evil deeds without a second thought? Ethan Sullivan staggered but shook his head in disbelief. No way. Lily isn't like that. You must have pulled some shady tricks. My heart sank. Even now, he still refused to believe me. I had some people brought in, and Ethan Sullivan's face instantly went pale. I sneered, what's the matter, Ethan Sullivan? Recognize them? On the day I was fighting for my life in childbirth, you personally assigned these people here, also you could celebrate Lily Watson's birthday undisturbed, forbidding anyone to reach you. As I spoke, I rolled up my sleeves to show him the marks Dr. Wilson left on me, and these are all proof of the abuse she put me through during my labor. Enough. Ethan Sullivan snapped, cutting me off like he couldn't take it another second. He stared at me dazedly, snatched the phone I was showing the reporters, and suddenly softened his tone. What do you want? Olivia, you're the one who said we're husband and wife. Even if Lily was actually at fault here, aren't you still okay? I can get her to apologize to you. Why'd you have to go that far against her? I was so pissed off I could laugh. Even now, he still wants to trick me into publicly confessing to those things they claim I did to Lily Watson? But I didn't do any of that to begin with. My father finally stepped in, snapping at him, Ethan Sullivan, shut up. I gave you my daughter, and this is how you treat her? I didn't want to waste another breath on Ethan Sullivan. Turning to the reporters, I said, you've seen all the proof and witnesses firsthand. Since you're all here with the online community watching, I need you to back me up as witnesses. I'm divorcing Ethan Sullivan, and I'm gonna make sure they all get what they deserve. Ethan Sullivan stared at me in disbelief. Olivia, how could you be this cruel? I ignored him. The reporters, once so outraged and eager to make me pay, now just exchanged uneasy glances. But then again, Ethan Sullivan hadn't actually harmed me directly, the cops just gave him a slap on the wrist with a 3-month detention. I seized the chance to file for divorce, making sure he walked away with nothing. After the divorce, Ethan Sullivan texted me almost daily, begging to see me. I ignored all his messages and blocked him everywhere. But the day before my dad was about to ship him off abroad, Lily Watson didn't make it and died. Since she had no family, I had her cremated and went to meet Ethan Sullivan. 3 months later, he was a shadow of his former self, unshaven and utterly broken. Olivia, you're finally willing to see me. As soon as he saw me, he lunged for a hug. You don't know what I've been through these 3 months. They actually beat me and cursed at me. He said, rolling up his sleeves to show me his wounds. I know, I said, stopping him. What? I held my head high, sitting in my Maserati, looking down at him. Because I had someone do it. You? Ethan Sullivan's eyes bulged. How's it you? Why'd you? Don't play dumb, Ethan Sullivan. You're reborn, and so am I. Did you really think I'd keep pretending to be your wife this time around? I smirked, speaking each word slowly. In the last life and this one, for every damn thing you've done, you'll pay me back. Every single one. Ethan Sullivan shook his head desperately. No, it's not like that. Olivia, you love me so much, there's no way you'd do this to me. Was it Victoria who put you up to this? I knew that useless bitch would rub off on you if you'd kept hanging around her. Slap him. The bodyguard restraining him wound up and slapped him hard, snapping his head sideways. Ethan Sullivan, you still think you're that high and mighty Mr. Sullivan? Who gave you the balls to talk shit about my sister? The success you had was because I loved you. I got my dad to hand it all to you. Did you really think you schemed your way up on your own? I said, your efforts are nothing compared to my love. Now that you've lost even that last scrap of worth, why should I keep indulging you? Oh, by the way, remember your precious, perfect angel? I gestured for the bodyguard to bring the urn and put it before him. Ethan Sullivan looked up in a daze, and that's when I noticed tears clouding his eyes as he brushed dust off his face. "Didn't you say I killed Lily Watson and should pay with my life?" I sneered. "Since you're already pinning the blame on me, why wouldn't I make damn sure it sticks this time around?" You. Ethan Sullivan kept repeating that one word, couldn't get another word out. I'd gotten what I wanted, so I stopped paying him any mind and told the driver to take me home. But Ethan Sullivan suddenly rushed over and grabbed the car window. "Don't leave, Olivia, please, don't go." "Is this how you beg?" Ethan Sullivan fell silent for a moment. He glanced down, hesitated, then lowered himself to his knees before me. "I'm begging you. Olivia, I'm begging you, I know I was wrong. Let's get back together, please. I really know I messed up, I'll never treat you like this again, I swear. We still have a son, Olivia. How could you let him be born without a father?" He was crying his heart out, but I saw no tears in his eyes. I only saw hate. I knew this was just part of his scheme to endure humiliation. If I really got back together with him, the moment he got the chance, he'd still kill me. I sneered. "Do you even remember throwing our newborn son into the flames in your previous life?" Ethan Sullivan froze, then shuffled forward on his knees. "I remember everything. I'm sorry, Olivia, this is all my fault. I swear I've realized how wrong I was. Let's get back together, okay? I'll take care of you and our kid, make everything right for you both." I narrowed my eyes. "Then remember this, you deserve to die." With that, I told my bodyguard to drag him off and drove away. The next day, Ethan Sullivan was shipped off overseas. On the third day, my sister called. "Olivia. Ethan Sullivan's dead. You know that?" Even without my sister telling me, I knew Ethan Sullivan was killed on a business trip overseas after being captured, had both his kidneys removed, and was tortured to death. I pursed my lips in feigned surprise. "Really? What a damn shame. The dust has finally settled."